Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And today's geeky things include The Exorcist. Believe that or not. Believe it. Now I'm a believer. Fantastic 4 updates. Frozen 3 updates. And Paris Hilton, of all things. Because this is the Hopefully Awesome Show, our weekly podcast where Maggie and I recap all the nerdy news from the previous week and typically include a review. Remember, if you'd like to support the channel, you can head over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome like these fine folks did right here. Or you can join us right here on youtube.com/hopefullyawesome, become a member and get some awesome emotes like Jerry Anna's got in chat right now. What up, Jerry Anna? Welcome.
What's up?
Yeah. So this is Monday. This is Monday. Friday's Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a week, everybody. It's gonna be a week. Maggie, how the hell are you?
I'm tired. But aside from that, it's just been such a dreary Monday.
It has.
It started out looking so pretty, and then all these clouds move in and just look yucky.
Makes me want to listen to a Norah Jones song.
Made me listen to.
Wait until I saw the sun. I don't know why I didn't go. I left you by the house. Don't know why I didn't go.
I'm not helping you sing it.
Forever.
You know what my song selection was for today on the way back home?
What's that?
Audio Sleep.
What's
like a stone.
Like
and
a
then
stone.
there was a...
In your hand. Is that Audio Sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
along to
Dad, burn it. I can't think of the other song off that album, but
oh my Lord,
show me how to live, something like that. How to live, something like that.
if you were dead, still alive. No, I had a decent day. It was
Columbus.
I had a
Indigenous Person's
yes, I had a day off from work. Hung out with our daughter. Took her to the bookstore, and then took her to Five Below. Always a good time. And we went to a park, and yeah, it was fun. It was a good day.
I mean, her wound up falling asleep on the couch after that.
That's right. Listen, everybody. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. Okay, you let your child run around a park for 5 hours, doing nothing but sliding, and then give them like a slice of pizza and they pass the F out. All right. Parenting.
Matt's got
Parenting
it, guys.
done.
Matt's done it.
You can buy our book, Parenting the Hopefully Awesome Way.
Hopefully Awesome Parenting.
The Hopefully Awesome Guide to Parenting. Chapter Volume 1.
Oh my God.
Chapter Volume.
Jarian in chat says, "What's up? It is getting chilly." And she said, "Bucky shirt alert."
Oh, yeah. I was trying to find the scariest shirt I own to go with our
on the
first
back,
spooky movie.
On the back of his shirt, Bucky is DJing.
I would show you, but like it's too hard. It's not worth it. But you know what is worth it, Maggie?
Box office.
It's time for the news.
Good news, everyone.
That's right, everybody. We got a couple of stories here. Of course, our first story, back at it like a bad habit. Bad out of hell. I don't know, guys. Via Box Office Mojo and discussing film. Shout out to BJ.
Wait, BJ the dinosaur from Barney?
No. No. Box Office Mojo. Mojo. BJ.
A BM.
I know. It would be BOM. All right. But I don't.
BM.
I just like calling it a BJ. Maggie, what do you think had number one this week?
The Exorcist.
You think, even after all the negative responses getting?
Yep.
Well, you are correct. At
Ding,
number
ding,
one,
ding, ding.
The Exorcist Believer opened the box office at $27.2 million. It's not that bad. Worldwide, $45 million on a budget of $30 million.
No way.
$30 million, yeah. So it's like...
Did they go, like... I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
And the first one, how they did, like, all the effects and stuff, did they kind of do that again?
Like practical and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I would assume. I'm trying to think. No spoilers. We're gonna be talking about the Matrix, the Exorcist. We're gonna be talking about
I love it.
the Exorcist Reloaded. Near the end of the
that
show,
would
but
be a movie.
we'll be reviewing that, and we'll have spoilers and all that bunch of stuff. But as of right now, we're staying spoiler free. So. Yes, I believe. I'm trying to think of anything that happened in the movie.
Nothing didn't look.
The only things I could think of that maybe had a slight hint of computer would be like just some clips, like some quick clips. Other than that, like I can't think of anything that like the bulk of the movie had that would require like anything more than like a prosthetic. Yeah. There's reasons to this. I don't think I have this as a story, but essentially, Blumhouse likes to save on money by keeping the cast as small as possible, and so like there's no like any character that's in the movie is a character that is in the whole movie. You know, like there's no like one person. Yeah. You know, like even like the neighbor.
Yeah.
Who could have just been a throwaway character ends up being a character throughout the movie.
They call that a small cast.
Well, it's also like, what's your names of your cast? Like, sure, you got Leslie Odom Jr. and like the mom from the original.
Yeah.
And like that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, as far as like names, and the mom from the original, I mean, I wouldn't even say she's like a name, not like Leslie Odom Jr.
Well, I mean. In some circles, people would consider her a name.
The fact that you have to say in some circles means she's not a name. Okay? Like
she's a name.
I'm talking about paid from their name, all right? Anyway, Blumhouse bought the rights to make a trilogy of Exorcist films. They paid $400 million for that. So the budget of this one specifically is $30 million. But they also paid $400 million to be able to make an entire trilogy.
Okay.
So take that for what you will.
Last one's going to cost the most.
Could be. Or they're just going to like keep shaving it off. You know, it'd be like Superman. They're like, yeah, we need to make twice the amount, but we need to do it on a fourth of the budget. So just reuse some of those clips.
Guess what? In this one, everybody gets possessed.
That's a joke. Are you talking about for the last one? Yeah. Like the one that's not out yet? Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. This is the 6th movie in the Exorcist franchise. Now, that is with an asterisk because there were multiple versions of the original and that none of those count as additional. I'm just, they're all, if it's the Exorcist, it's just one. It's one in the franchise. So there have been 6. I don't think I have them listed. Yeah, so there's The Exorcist 2, 3, The Exorcist, The Beginning.
In the beginning, yeah.
And then, what was it called? Like Dominion, the prequel to The Exorcist, which was like the deleted movie. It was like...
oh, yeah, it was bad looking.
Where like they had to re-film the entire film. Yes. It's like Wake Up Ron Burgundy, the non-Anchorman movie, where they were like... We gotta redo like, everything. 2 hours of this movie. So like, let's just take all the stuff we cut and release it as a DVD as its own movie. I'm pretty sure that's what Dominion is.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. The most recent film which would be Exorcist the Beginning, to compare for box office sake, opened August 20th, 2004, and made $18 million, and went on to gross $78 million.
Okay.
So this one opened to $27.2 million. Obviously, that's not counting for like inflation or anything, but I mean, just straight numbers. It's doing better than its predecessor, which is good. And then the Exorcist lifetime gross, because we don't really have an opening weekend thing. And I want to say this combines all of them, so even the re-releases in theaters. Lifetime gross is $193 million. Okay. And so they're at $45 million after their first weekend worldwide. They'll definitely make their budget back. So I think it'll probably be a good bet. We'll see, but depending on word of mouth, honestly, I think word of mouth is getting this one a little bit.
Yeah.
Glad to see that it's still open number 1. I was afraid it was going to just bomb because of what everybody was saying about it. Which
people not believing in it.
That's right. Which, if the title of the video has, if you didn't see, the critics are wrong, and I mean it. All right. And number 2, dropping from the number 1 spot, Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, makes an additional $11.7 million, bringing its domestic gross to $38.8 and worldwide to $87 million. It's going to cross 100.
Yeah, it is.
Saw X is the number 3, dropping from the number 2 slot. Basically, everything just goes down one. It made an additional $8 million, bringing its domestic total to $32.5 million. And the worldwide is 43.8. So The Exorcist in one weekend has already eclipsed the worldwide total of Saw X. And it's only $5 million less than Saw X after 2 weeks.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's doing good.
Yeah.
It's doing good. I can't remember. Was it rated R? I know Saw X was, but I can't remember if The Exorcist was. I think it was.
So. I think it was.
Because I think it told me I needed to bring my ID. But I mean, I know it always tells me that, but I think it said it twice because it was one for the A list. A 55% drop from opening weekend for Saw X. At number 4, dropping from the number 3 slot, The Creator added an additional $6 million, bringing its domestic total to $24.9 million, and its worldwide gross to $61.8 million. It cost allegedly $80 million to make, so it's more than likely going to be...
We're living on a prayer, guys.
It's going to be a box office failure, more than likely. Unfortunate. It's a really great movie.
Beautiful.
It was a beautiful movie, honestly, and it was nice to see something original.
Yeah.
You know, an original story, no IP. It was nice, but yeah, because it'd have to make $160 million to be considered a success.
Yeah.
Right now, it's at $60 million, so probably not going to do that.
Sad.
At number 5, up from the number 6 slot, so it actually went up a position.
I thought you meant the movie up. I was like, huh?
The Blonde. 3.9 million, bringing its domestic total and worldwide total to $10.4 million. And number 6, dropping from number 5, A Haunting in Venice, an additional 2.7, bringing its worldwide gross to $102.6 million. And number 7, dropping all the way from the number 4 slot, The Nun 2.
No!
Which, I mean, you gotta think, The Exorcist is probably hitting that same audience that The Nun would hit, right? So it has made an additional $2.5 million, bringing its domestic to $81 and worldwide to $248.6 million. So it's doing just fine. Number 8, dropping from number 7, Dumb Money, additional $2 million, bringing its total to $12 million. Mm-hmm. Number 9, dropping from the number 8 slot, The Equalizer 3.
Go Denzel.
With an additional $1.8 million, bringing its worldwide gross to $167 million. And at number 10...
Oh, Angel. I was trying to...
who was talking about...
Who was talking about Denzel Washington? It was Angel. My bad. Okay.
We started watching Angel again.
Oh, God.
And then at number 10, new to the box office this week. Celebrating the 30th anniversary...
Jurassic Park?
Hocus Pocus.
Oh, what?
Hocus Pocus 30th anniversary re-release at number 10 with $1.5 million.
Okay. and it bombed.
Oh wait, sorry.
Didn't it bomb?
I looked it up. It didn't do horribly by today's standards. Like, I mean, compared to like what's on here, but I would say at the time it was considered a flop. But at the same time, it's also like, I think it made like 40 million or something.
Also, it opened at a weird time too.
Opened in July.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Disney never learns.
Disney.
But also, like, their budget had to be like $12. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, come on.
It's true.
I mean, sure, like the main, what's her name? The main witch.
Oh,
Sisters? Yeah. Like, I would say she probably was like 90% of the budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
Yabos.
Like them yabos.
Did we do a commentary for Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, last year, I think. Hello, Grave Taker. Ultimate Grave Taker. What's up, man?
What up, Grave Taker? Is it Jane? Never mind. No. At number 14, a little update for you. Up from the number 16 slot, Oppenheimer added an additional $430,000, bringing its... Well, we're still keeping tabs on Oppenheimer to see if it hits $1 billion. It is up to $939 million worldwide, which means it gained an additional $6 million since last week. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's living on a prayer right now.
I mean, it's not even living on a prayer. It's just sticking around. Like
the nuns.
They're like, whatever. The nun. I mean, like, I wish they would add something just to get another like. I mean, they only need
Barbie and Oppenheimer.
They could. I mean, they only need $60 million to hit $1 billion. Like, that wouldn't take much, you know? Just like add an additional like 10 minutes, you know?
I know what you can do. Everybody, go buy a bunch of tickets for the theater and tell all of your friends that on that day and that time you go into the theater, your ticket's already paid for.
Wait, so the plan is to buy out a theater and just give tickets away?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care that much. Like,
I'm trying to make a joke out of it.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say like, and then film a TikTok and be like, why is the liberal media trying to keep people from watching Oppenheimer? Via discussing film pre-sales for the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie have passed $100 million, one of the biggest pre-sale figures of box office history. Opens up this Friday. Via Jason Blum, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has already more than made back its budget just from the sale of its streaming and theatrical distribution rights.
Bull.
That's what he says. That's what he says. That's
crazy.
So, I mean, basically, it's made its budget back. So, based solely off of tickets, it just has to, you know.
I hate that.
Hi, Mom. Goodbye and good night. Thanks for stopping by.
Hi, goodbye, good night.
Be sure and smash that like button.
I hate that that my work has Fall Festival Friday the 13th, but I would give anything just to sit in that parking lot Friday night. Just see all the Swifties.
Oh, yeah.
Going in.
Yes. I looked it up just to see, Maggie, the amount of times for this movie. I mean, it's got to be playing in at least 7 theaters at the theater we go to.
I bet it is.
It's like every 30 minutes there's a new showing. All day. Like, all day. And they're all full. Like, they are all full. And that's here. You know what I mean?
Of all places here.
Like, that's here. So God only knows. God only knows what's going to happen. And then lastly, the Marvels tickets go on sale tomorrow. So everybody be sure and go get your tickets to the Marvels tomorrow. Maggie, how are we feeling about the box office this week?
Full of spooky stuff. I mean, it's not
feels like October.
Feels like October.
Yeah. Not really. I'm trying to think of what other. I mean, honestly, unless I'm forgetting something, chat, help me out here. Unless I'm forgetting something, I think Five Nights at Freddy's is the only other like scary movie coming out that I can think of.
Yeah,
because I know like Flower Moon. What is it called? Is it Tears of the Flower Moon?
Tears of the Flower Moon, something like that. Which I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. It's like 3.5 hours, just so you know.
Gosh.
I mean,
just making these long movies. I'm joking.
It's fun.
I've probably watched
it comes out the 20th, so a week from Friday. And then a week after that is when Five Nights at Freddy's comes out. So I want to say that's the only other scary movie this month, which is kind of crazy.
That is crazy. I'm trying to run through my mind of anything trailer wise that popped up.
I know we're also getting we've got a couple that we haven't watched yet. So Totally Killer.
And Talk to Me.
Talk to Me, yeah. But Totally Killer just hit Amazon. We're gonna watch that. And then
you started turning on yesterday. I said, "We're gonna watch this with our 3-year-old." Right now.
It was a joke. I wasn't gonna play with our 3-year-old, obviously. But then also the Fall of the House of Usher.
Oh yeah,
comes out this week. So still some more spooky stuff, but as far as theatrical releases, which we're planning on watching Five Nights at Freddy's at home, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to go.
I mean, I would be fine with going. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. If there's nothing else out that weekend,
we'll go.
We'll go. If we're caught up on everything else.
Yeah.
But if for some reason we can't, then we'll watch it on Peacock. But I mean, the fact that, because we have A-list stubs, I mean, we're not paying per movie anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, we might as well use the tickets since we've already got them. All right, Maggie. Anything else you'd like to say about the box office before we move into our first story? My nose is itching.
It's itching.
Itching like crazy.
My sinuses are draining.
'Tis the season.
I hate it. Here we go.
Via Collider.
Who's that?
That is Matt Shakman. 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 Shackman.
It's a big
Well, he is a Shackman from the state of Tennessee. First sat in with the band at the ripe old age of 3 weeks on. That's it. Fantastic Four director Matt Shakman says the film will be, quote, unlike anything at Marvel you've ever seen.
Oh, bring it to us, Big Shaq.
They're going to have 4 people. You've never seen 4 together before.
No, I haven't.
'Cause Guardians is 5. Avengers is 6.
I love how you faded away. 6.
Well, there's 3. There's the 3. And there's Black Widow.
And Batman.
Hulk. And Hawkeye.
Person.
And
Hulk. You're making me nervous.
Maybe Sam Jackson. Do we count Sam Jackson?
I don't know. Anyways.
Let us know in the chat. Sam Jackson, an Avenger. Let us know. Does he count?
And Batman v Superman only had 3.
You're goddamn right, Maggie.
Oh.
See? We ain't never seen 4.
Didn't see the Marvels coming out. It's only 3.
We have never seen Fantastic Four before. All right? Definitely not 4 other times. All right? That's right. We're talking about the original.
Jerianna said The Lonely Island. She
knows. She gets it. We got the 90s Fantastic Four. The one that was made for $12.
Yeah.
Then we got the 2 Chris Evans Fantastic Fours. And then we got the Fan Four Stick. There have been
Michael B.
There have been 4 Fantastic Fours. Think about that. Everybody let that sink in. All right? Think about it.
Uncle Bobby Baby B.
Uncle Bobby Baby B baby. On the casting front, Shakman noted that he was very excited to share the news with fans and that there would be a plan in place to announce the casting as soon as the strike came to a successful conclusion for the actors. The movie would be heading to the legendary Pinewood Studios in London.
Oh.
That is where they filmed Superman, Star Wars, Alien, Batman, and many more. It is
so much.
It's a classic. Classic.
How only 2 DC movies mentioned.
That's the only ones I put on there.
Oh.
All the what are those guys' names? Sulcons. All of their movies. So Santa Claus the movie was filmed there. All right.
Well, yeah, of course.
The Three Musketeers and the Fourth Musketeer, whatever the fuck that was called. But no, there's a ton. There's like too many to name. All right. That's why I put etc. All right. I just wanted to name like the first few.
I knew that you meant more, but
no, you didn't, Maggie. No, you didn't. All right.
Yeah, I did.
I think The Flash was filmed there. I'm joking. It's filmed in our nightmares. Where film history has been made throughout the decades. Quote, yes, we are definitely going to go in front of the cameras next year, he said. Probably the spring. It will shoot in London, Pinewood.
Unless Feige has a different plan for you.
Unless Bobby Boy comes out and is like, you know what? What if
Aggie Boy.
what
if you made this for $10?
What if we made... okay.
What?
I didn't put this on here, but allegedly, what was that called? The show that was going to spin out from Wakanda Forever.
Oh, Ironheart.
Yes, apparently it's slated for 2025. It's not.
Don't.
It's not happening. First off, it's not happening. Second off, if it does, like Bob just saw the timeline for Phase 5 and was like, no, this is going to take us through 2035. Okay, like we're doing 2 a year, and you can fuck right off. All right, that's how Bob Iger's treating Marvel right now. Which I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I appreciate like the slowing down because like having 7 projects come out over the course of 6 months wasn't great.
No,
you know, and I do feel like a lot of it suffered from not being able to
or actually
really focus on them.
Freaking excited about something for once now,
but like
Loki. That
doesn't mean I wanted to drop to 2. You know, like it's crazy.
Aggie Boy said, no, you can't have more than 2.
It's just wild to me. What a time to be alive. So then, wow.
I'm sorry. It's the pizza.
He says, everything. Quote, it's different in so many ways. I wish I could be specific. I wish I could say more, but we are doing things very differently from a story standpoint, from an approach to the filmmaking standpoint that really fits the material.
It's going to suck.
I wish I could say more. I would love to, but I just can't. But I think it's going to be unlike anything you've seen before, and certainly unlike anything at Marvel that you've seen before.
Shackman, don't.
Shackman!
You're putting too much up front, man. Don't do that. Don't sell yourself short.
He's just Maggie.
I understand you're excited, buddy, but like, calm down.
He also he's doing he's directing a couple episodes of the Godzilla show on Apple TV.
Matt's already sold.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess as long as it's not fucking John Krasinski's ass up there, like giving it one of these, like as long as that's not what the Fantastic Four is. That's exactly what he did.
That's not what he did.
Have you even watched The Office, Maggie?
Matt, that was The Office. You're thinking, you're getting, God bless America. What was the name of that? Madness. Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. There we go. I could not say the whole word. Matt. He did not look like that.
That's exactly what he looked like.
With all those awesome people.
He's like, huh, Doctor Strange.
Stop. Smack your mic into your mouth.
Huh. Maggie, anything else you want to say about any Fantastic Four? Are you excited for Fan Four Stick 2, 3, whatever the fuck this is? Excited?
40, yeah. See,
for 40. The 5th Fantastic Four film?
It's 40. Say 40.
Nah.
Yeah. That's 40.
I ain't buying it.
It's 40.
All
That's
right.
how old he is. He's 40.
Drink you a couple of 40s. Via Variety.
Barf.
Frozen director and Disney Animation Chief Creative Officer Jennifer Lee is, quote, blown away by progress on the 3rd Frozen film. She also teases Chris Pine's Wish villain. So here we go. I think this is a quote. Yeah, this is a quote. Every morning last week, they carved out space for me to work with a creative team on it, and I am blown away, and I'm so excited, said Lee, who directed and penned the screenplays for the first 2 Frozen films. I don't know what I'm doing on it yet. I'm not doing nothing except doing what I do now, which is we work on every project as a team, and I'm in there with creative. But with Frozen, just a little bit more. I don't know if she said it that way. That's the way I'm saying it. That's her baby. Of making another film in the franchise, she said, our philosophy is this, and it won't change. If there's more story to tell, the filmmakers have to drive it. And I'll say with Frozen, Mark Smith, who was our director of story on Frozen 2, came with an incredible idea for more Frozen, and it's worth it. Lee also co-wrote the screenplay for Disney's upcoming animated musical Wish, which stars Ariana DeBose as Asha, a 17-year-old girl who wishes upon a star. From the first image of the film, he's portrayed like a hero, and he may very well be at that moment, Lee said, talking about Chris Pine. Yeah. There's a moment in the film, and there's a song Julia wrote that's incredible, where Asha and Magnifico are completely philosophically aligned, and that's been a dream of mine to get to do, having the protagonist and villain completely aligned. And then the minute they learn more, you see that change, and each makes different choices. Ooh. Lee continued, we've never done this expansive of a whole journey of the villain. And Chris Pine also brought that to it because that's what he needs to get inside the meat of the character emotionally. So he was such an incredible partner to do that. He's so smart and he can sing, and he just kept coming alive more and more every day.
He can sing.
Wish is set to premiere in theaters on November 22nd. Maggie.
I keep on thinking it's still next year, but I know it's Wish. Like, I feel like it's going to...
When you wish upon a star, it's Magnifico by far.
That makes your wish come
true. Chris Pine loves you.
He does?
He did the Spider-Man Christmas album.
Yeah, that's true.
That's great.
Yeah.
Maggie, thoughts on Frozen 3? A third Frozen film.
I mean, I'm glad it's advancing. I just have no idea what's going to be about. Is it going to be about Anna and Kristoff's wedding?
I'm still fucking pissed about Frozen 2.
Oh, God.
All right?
Here we go.
Here's what I'm pissed about, okay? I'm not...
Tell us, Matt.
Just to be clear, everybody, I'm not actually pissed. I'm just playing it up because that's what get clicks and stuff, so don't worry. I'm just playing it up. I'm so fucking pissed at Frozen 2.
Why are you so mad at Frozen 2?
One, they should have had all the other princesses show up. Crossover. They're like...
You sure?
They're like, oh no, we gotta save Anna. There's only one person that can get us up this tall tower. Hello, Pascal. Get me tangled. She
doesn't have hair. She doesn't have her long hair.
That's the drama. That's where it comes in at, Maggie. Maybe this takes place before Tangled, all right? Who knows? I don't know. And then they're like, fuck, Stinky Pete's at it again. Oh, that's right. You thought I was talking about the Stinky Pete, called Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2, but no. I was talking about Pete from Pete, like the Pete. No, from Mickey. Mickey's Pete. Oh! And also,
under your thumb, Goof.
Under your thumb, Goof. Under your thumb. Also, just let Elsa have her girlfriend. Like, for real. I'm being for real on this one. Like, come on. You know, this whole movie, like, we're watching it, and she's like, oh, someone's calling out to me. Somebody that makes me feel more like myself than I've ever felt in my entire life. They're singing to me, right? And, like, she goes to find the love of her life, and it's her mom, but no, actually, it's her. It's just her singing to herself or some shit. I don't even fucking know.
It's her mom.
No, it wasn't, though. It was her. It was herself. She was all she needed. It was, I don't even understand. And, like, Us is the fifth element or something. Hey, but not the movie, the fifth element. That was a whole other thing. What?
She doesn't need no man or woman.
I mean, sure.
She doesn't need them.
I'm just saying, don't be afraid, all right? Don't be afraid to do what you need to do, Disney.
My girl won't let that happen.
It's horseshit. No, I'm excited for Wish, obviously. And I'm being silly about Frozen 3. I'm not actually pissed off. But, like, it would be... I do feel like Frozen 2 kind of fell apart in the third act. Like, it was good. I like Frozen 2.
I like how it ended, I think.
Which part?
Like, Anna became queen.
So you mean like the ending?
Yeah, and then Elsa, she got to be free, She didn't have to be cooped up in a castle.
She already wasn't. That's the first movie. That's what I'm saying. Like, they were like, oh, you know what we should do for the second movie? We should just do the first movie again. Like, her character arc should just be, oh, I don't have to be alone. What?
Frozen 3. Thrice is nice.
Us to meet you.
Actually, it's going to be about...
I am Mr. Winter.
I know it's about... It's about Olaf's birth as a snowflake.
He wants to meet his parents.
Yeah.
Where did I come from?
Samantha?
That was a decent Olaf.
Decent.
That was like, I mean, for me to have never tried an Olaf before, that was decent. I'm just saying, like, I like all of Frozen, but it feels like once they got to the part where she discovered herself behind all the crystals or whatever, like it was her mom, but it was actually her, right? I feel like from there till like the ending was like not. It was a mess. It was just a mess. That's the problem. It was just a mess. All right, it's just messy. Like I'm fine with having the other people there and the hey, like and all that. And like them being stuck in the fog and stuff. I like that. Like that's fine. And then it's like two kingdoms. Okay, cool. Right. And Anna's going to be Arendelle's queen and Elsa's going to be the queen of these other people. Like that's fine. I'm down with all of that. I just felt like the journey to get there from the moment like she like rides the fucking horse or whatever on the water or whatever. And like the Show Yourself song wasn't that much of a banger, let's be completely honest. Like the music was kind of a little bit lacking in Frozen 2, if I'm being completely honest, okay? It was good, but I mean like Frozen, like every fucking song is a banger, and then Frozen 2 is like, well, I mean we got lost in the woods, This will all make sense when I'm older. And then like that one's good.
Yeah.
But I can't even tell you, the other ones later on. I don't even know.
I'm a big fan of the first one.
Yeah, the first song's good. But also, like, and I mean, the one, I did like the scene of like when Anna thought like everyone was dead or whatever. She's like one step more or whatever. Like, I like the scene, but the song itself just wasn't, I don't know. And like, don't get me wrong.
Man,
I understand. I'm a 36-year-old man talking about a fucking Disney princess cartoon, okay? Like, I get it, all right? I'm not the target audience. This is for children. I understand, all right?
Do you?
Here's the thing, though. So is the first one. And the first one, masterpiece. You know what I mean?
Maybe, Matt, you just got older.
Nah, that's not it. That's not it. They didn't want to take it to the next level, all right? They didn't want to raise the bar, all right? They're supposed to be like a carpenter making stairs.
Jesus?
Yes. Always thinking one step ahead. All right? That's what they should have done. Frozen raised the bar. Frozen 2 kept the bar where it was at. I was like, yeah, I mean, I could still jump that. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying Frozen 3. Who the hell knows? I'm excited. Oh, are you being Jim? Oh, you sassy minx. All right, let's get into the next story. And that story is headlines.
Headline. Let's see. I know, but I always say it wrong. Scuttlebutt. I can't do it. I swear. I can't. ESPN.
Yep. Scuttlebutt. Scuttlebutt. The what? With the kiss? I ain't got lips. I'll give you a peck on the cheek. Loki season 2.
Buck.
Loki season 2 is now playing. Everybody, we do live watch parties every Thursday at 9. Come hang out with us while we watch Loki, and just the whole time we're like, the fuck is happening? That's Loki. It's really good so far. Via SNL, Saturday Night Live returns this Saturday, October 14th, with host Pete Davidson and music guest Ice Spice. Who the fuck is Ice Spice?
She does the Barbie World song with Nicki Minaj.
Is she from the Spice Girls?
No, she is not. She's not any relation to the Spice Girls.
The Ice Girls?
Spice Girls.
Anyway.
Uh-oh.
What?
We got Chainsaw Reacts in the chat. I'm sorry, I said Chainsaw Reacts. He says, I'm going to reach out to you on Twitter about potentially being a part of my live show, Council of Creators.
Council of Creators?
That sounds...
Guilty! Guilty!
That sounds
guilty!
Chainsaw Reacts?
We send you to the Phantom Zone. Council.
Guilty.
Anyway.
Guilty.
Mate, nice.
Guilty.
The following week, October 21st, will be host and musical guest Bad Bunny.
Yay!
He's one Bad Bunny. Is he from that Seth Green show? Greg the Bunny? Moving on.
No.
Via Deadline. Matt, you're going to love this. Especially with the way it's described.
Oh, Jesus.
An animated Stuart Little kids series is in the works. Described as Freaks and Geeks, but with a mouse.
What? No! Oh my God, why? Oh, good on you for dying. I read that book in primary school. Nowhere in it screams Freaks and Geeks.
You mean you don't want Seth Rogen trying to sell Stuart Little some weed?
No!
Come on. You don't want to see Stuart Little drum to Rush? Sunday morning, the next time say you need me.
Because, like, okay. Because, like, the movie, the first one they made, with Gina Davis and Hugh Laurie, and Michael J. Fox was the voice of Stuart. Like, I'll be honest, stayed with the family too long. In the book, like, they introduce the family and stuff, but, like, Stuart, at some point, he just leaves the house. Like, he doesn't go back. And he goes on adventures. Nowhere in there he goes to school. So I don't see where Freaks and Geeks lines into this. You having some fun over there?
I am.
You little bitch.
I was doing Rush.
I know you were.
It was a joke. Jeez, crack a book every once in a while. Oh.
I do crack books every now and then.
Listen. You ain't crack them over my head. It's on film. Via Hollywood Reporter, Dan Harmon says they planned to film the Community movie in Atlanta to accommodate Donald Glover's schedules. However, following delays from the strikes, Harmon says it's unknown when scheduling will align for everyone for filming to begin.
Boo.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Never going to happen, never going to happen, never going to happen, never going to happen. Now, this is going to be like the Arrested Development movie. It's going to be talked about for about a decade and a half. And then it ultimately becomes another season of the show, but it's just terrible. That's what it's going to do. It's just going to do that.
Well, somebody's smoking something where they edited that crap together.
Do you remember season 4?
Yeah, dude. God. That's what it says. Wherever they edited that crap together.
Did we watch it the original way or the re-edited way? Because the original way was like each episode was one character story. So
we
like
watched
it'd be like,
the re-edited version.
Where like they cut all the stories together. Oh. God help us. All right.
And then your brother told us to watch it the other way, and it was much better.
The original way.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it that way. I would disagree, but I don't think either of them were good, if I'm being completely honest. Via Variety, Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan. His next series will be mild sci-fi. Ooh. Set in Albuquerque, of course.
Selling some
but there's no crime, no meth. And Rhea Seahorn from Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Will star as a very different character than she played on Better Call Saul. She was like the main. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about.
She's an alien that makes meth.
He also, I didn't put this on here, but apparently they asked him about a possible spinoff of Breaking Bad. Like a sequel spinoff about Walt Jr. becoming a drug lord.
No.
That was his response. He was like, I don't want to see that.
Nobody wants to see that.
He said, I'll never say never, but unless this show fails and the next few things fail, I don't plan on returning to Breaking Bad. But I love that he was like, listen, I'm not going to return to Breaking Bad unless I need money. I'm never going to take it off the table.
Then we're cashing in the Walt Jr. ticket.
God, no.
No. I'd cash in on the little girl ticket.
Oh, the daughter? I would say, find literally anyone else to make a show about. Like, do all right. Via Entertainment Tonight.
What?
Was that the song? That was the song.
Yeah, it was.
Paris Hilton's life is being turned into a scripted TV series.
No.
Swear to God. Hand to God, Maggie.
No.
E.T. has exclusively learned that, listen to this, A24 has optioned Hilton's 2023 memoir titled Paris, the Memoir, for a television series adaptation in a 6-figure deal. Hilton will be involved in the project in some capacity. Quote, the media has controlled my narrative for over 2 decades and nobody knew the true story. So I just felt like it was my time to really say what's true.
I didn't know her that good, so.
Who, Paris Hilton?
Yeah. Like, I didn't watch the reality show. I can't think of it.
Simple Life.
Simple Life. Never watched it.
She was on an episode of Veronica Mars. I don't know.
Veronica.
That's not what happened. I don't know much about. I'll be honest. I don't know much about Paris Hilton. Like,
all I know is that my brother really likes her cooking shows on YouTube.
I mean, hey,
that's all I know about her.
Here's the thing: the media has drug her name through the trash, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, that's true, and especially like around the time that she was becoming popular, was at the dawn of like the blog age and stuff. Yeah. And so, like, I don't disagree that she probably does have a totally different take on everything, right? And like some of the shit that became punchlines really is just fucked up shit, right? I think we all know what I'm alluding to.
Yes.
But at the same time, I mean, I don't want to like paint too broad of a brush here, but like, she's not like a great person either. Like,
no, how
I'm not talking about because of that stuff. Like, that's whatever. But like, talking shit about like poor people.
Yeah.
What was it earlier this year? There was like stuff that came out about her using like derogatory names for certain races. You know what I'm saying?
And like, this has been a few years back, but like apparently a story came out where she just totally showed up to somebody's party and like pretty much crashed it, and they told her to leave, and she's like, I'm not leaving. Like something like that. I can't remember, but she wasn't.
Maybe it's Ellen's birthday.
But she wasn't.
That's jokes, people. We know about stuff happening in the world.
And
from 3 years ago. What? Okay.
I was putting on a show.
You're what?
I was putting on a show.
Oh, okay. Anything else you want to say about Paris Hilton?
No.
All right, everybody. It's time for the main topic.
Oh, that's a close up of them.
I couldn't listen. Do you know how hard it is, Maggie, to find a picture for the Exorcist believer that's not two little girls that are just demon possessed? It's basically impossible. Okay. And like, yeah, that's the movie. But also, like, I don't want to just have that sitting behind us the whole time.
The little girl with the upside down cross.
I mean, I don't give a shit about that. It's more just about like just having kids up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, you know, I know they're actors and, you know, stuff, and that's, you know, whatever. I'm not talking about them not being like in the movie. I'm just saying I don't want to use two children to promote our podcast. Okay. I don't think I'm on the wrong side of history with this thought. Okay.
No, you're not.
All right.
You're not.
Instead, we're going to use Leslie Odom Jr. and this old lady.
Anne.
Anne, is that her name?
That's her real
Anne
name.
Ross?
No, it's...
She wrote Vampire Diaries? Interview with a Vampire.
Yes.
Anne Ross.
I'm pretty certain.
Do I need to look this up?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, God.
Anne Ross. She wrote Little Women. No, okay.
She did.
She wrote Interview with a Vampire.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's just say
And
Little Women's older than her.
The Vampire Lestat and the Queen of the Damned. The whole fucking thing. She wrote the whole thing. All right. Shout outs to Anne Ross. Is she alive still? No, she died in 2021. R.I.P.
Rest in power.
Let's see, where's that? There we go. R.I.P. Anne Ross. You will be missed.
It has nothing to do with the Exorcist.
Maggie, a woman is dead. All right. Anyway, if this is your first time watching one of our reviews, we will be going spoiler free. And then at a certain point, if we do go into spoilers, we will put this up on the screen and you'll hear this noise. And we'll go spoilers. And that's how you'll know, okay? But we're not doing that right now. Right now, it's spoiler free. Maggie, I'm gonna kick this off. Okay.
Okay.
When I was a kid, my father told me to be a simple kind of man. No, for real though. My dad forbid me from watching The Exorcist. Okay. Now, like I've told this story a couple of different times on a couple of different places here, but if for those of you just joining us for the first time, I grew up in a religious household. Okay. I would say like half religious. Like we went to church and stuff, but we were also like, some of you people are fucking crazy as shit, you know? So take that for what you will. But we also kept going. So anyway, so my dad was like, his dad was like in the church. Oh, yeah. Right? Like he was like the treasurer or whatever. And so my dad, child of the 70s, 60s, 70s, you know, the doobie years, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know for certain.
Doobie Brothers.
I don't know for certain, like, what he did, but he went and watched The Exorcist, the original, and he was on something. What that something was, I don't know. But he was on something. And he said it was the absolute most terrifying experience of his life. Okay. Like, and like.
Sounds like Steve was tripping.
He might have been. All right. It was the 70s, man. It was crazy. All right. Man. So like, he forbid us, me and my brothers, from watching The Exorcist. Okay. Now, like, growing up, I had two older brothers. I mean, I still have two older brothers. And so, like, when I was like 5, I was watching like Friday the 13th, okay, and like Pet Cemetery and stuff, okay, because like I had older brothers and my parents were they were done by that point, they're like, I don't know, whatever.
Guess what, guys? You're raising Matt now.
The old one's watching the little one. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And no, I'm kidding. They were great parents. Shout out to Mom. And
Edgy.
She was in the chat earlier. And so I was watching stuff, whatever. We watched The Howling. Like, what I mean? Like, we watched shit. You know what I mean? And so then my brother Billy got like super into horror movies, okay? And like he and his buddies would like go to Video Magic and get like 5 videos for 5 nights for $5 or whatever. And just rent like
Nights at Freddy's.
Maybe. And like they would just get like the like oldest, not oldest, but like some old horror films, and they would just watch them. Like that's what they would do for like fun and shit, right? Because again, church, right? So like, we weren't going out like doing drugs or nothing. And so when I was about 12, my brother Billy, who you may have heard me talk about before, he comes home one Thursday evening, about 8:00, and he's like, Matt, guess what I've got? I was like, shut up, Billy, I played SmackDown 2 on PlayStation 1.
Wow. That's a real win right there, guys.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? He's like, shut the fuck up, Matt. Listen, he didn't say that.
No,
he didn't cuss. And like he pulled out a VHS, and it was The Exorcist, the version you've never seen on VHS, right? And so we watched it.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't, it scared me. Like, it scared me. I mean, obviously it scared me.
Yeah.
But like, Dad had built this up like it was like just this forbidden film, like
never watch it. It will take your soul.
You will be possessed by Satan's butthole when you watch this movie, all right? You will burn in hell forever. He didn't say that, but that's what he was implying, right? That like it would corrupt my young little mind, right? The same way like Disney's Hercules.
Man. He's hardcore, man.
So we watch it, okay? And I was freaked out a little bit. Like a little bit. Not as bad as what Dad had made me think I would, but I ultimately couldn't go to sleep that night and ended up missing school the next day because I was like, I don't need to go without like having sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and we only went for like 3 hours, so whatever. It was a private school.
You went to school for 3 hours?
Don't get me started, Maggie.
I know. John Oliver already brought it up.
We went on Fridays. We'd go till 12, maybe 12:30. So it was 8:30 to 12:30. So 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh fuck! What if we just took an hour and tacked it on to Monday through Thursday, and just didn't come on Fridays at all?" And that's what we did. Wow. So school was 8:30 to 3:30.
Wow, that's what I basically do right now.
There you go. But it was just 4 days a week. Anyway, none of this matters. So I watched The Exorcist, and I was scared, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like, over the years, there's been other movies come out. There's been, like, The Conjuring, which is really good. There's been Paranormal Activity, which I really liked. The Last Exorcism. That one, the devil inside, that ends with a website that you have to go to if you want to see how it ends. Right? There's been a lot, okay, but none have ever really captured what made The Exorcist great, which is that it's a well-made movie. Like we rewatched it. I mean, you watched it for the first time,
yeah.
Not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and it's a masterpiece. It's just so well made. Like, yes. Even all the stuff that's not about, like, a demon possession. Like, the amount of time they take to really set up the characters, set up the priest, the mother, the daughter, like, exploring the medical side of it, and, like, what would actually happen with this? Like, if this was to happen, how would this actually go about, right? It wasn't just extreme demonic crazy shit, right? Like they were trying to like make a like they were treating this story as if it was a legitimate movie, you know, which it was. And it was great. It was great. It's still good. It was so good that it made me afraid that this movie would suck because of how good the original was, you know? So, of course, we heard last week, or earlier this week. You're fine. We heard earlier this week that it had like a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. I didn't look into any reviews. I don't like to look into reviews until after we've gone on the podcast and reviewed it, so I'm not like regurgitating other people's stuff. But I knew it was getting low. So when we went in, I was like, look, if it's bad, like I can't imagine it'll be bad. Like it's Blumhouse, you know? So I mean, like I can see people being irritated that it's not as good as the original. Yeah. But like I can't imagine that unless they just really fucking drop the ball. I can't see this being like horrible. It could be mid. Yeah. But I just can't imagine like it being like Nicolas Cage's Next. Okay. Like, you know what I mean?
That was bad.
And so we watched it.
Yeah.
And I really loved it. Like I thought it was really good. Like, don't get me wrong. The Exorcist Believer is not as good as the original.
No.
And I mean, that's like saying, you know, fucking this will never be as good as pizza. You know what I mean? Like some things just define a thing. You know what I mean?
Pizza defines pizza.
Exactly, Maggie. Exactly. All right. And like The Exorcist is like the like I Ching of horror films. Okay. Like it is just the it, right? Like it is horror films, right? Like it is not only a great movie, but is also scary, and the scary builds off of the character, and that's what makes it so good, right? This movie does that. It doesn't do it in a way that feels like a cheap cash in. The fact that it's a trilogy, this movie, this isn't a spoiler. Like it doesn't end as though we're setting up a trilogy.
No,
I don't think so. I could
didn't
see.
think so either.
I can see how some people would be a bit whatever and like think like see you know, but no, like it's if you didn't know that it was going to be a trilogy, it ends like the movie just ends. It ends like a normal movie would, right? Yeah. Like there's hopefully more story to tell. It reminds me of Halloween in that way, the 2018 Halloween. Mm-hmm. You know, that movie ended, and like if we didn't get more, you would be good with that, you know? So, one thing I want to point out, the first act, I guess, is treated as though it's a completely, not a different movie, but it treats it as though the movie is about the disappearance of these girls. And if you've seen the trailers, I mean, it's in the trailers. If you've not seen anything about it, this isn't really a spoiler. But like the guy, his daughter, goes missing. And they treat it as though the movie is about finding these two girls that go missing, right? And I mean, for the first act, if you don't know the title of the movie, you think this is the movie. Yeah. Like, I mean, and it's not like a bait and switch. It's like, no, this is the story they're telling. Yeah. Like, this is the movie, you know, and like that's building the character. It's building the struggles between like the different sets of parents and, you know, the community and like, you know, really setting up the mystery and the intrigue of all of it. And then when they find them at the end of the first act, spoiler alert, not really a spoiler because it's the whole movie. That's when things take a turn. And it's like, it's good. You need that. Like, I was so engrossed in just the first act of it that by the time we got to like the scary stuff, like it was already scary. Yeah. Like it was scary in a real way. You know what I mean? And like, whatever, I'm a dad of a little girl. Like maybe that's why it hit me more. I mean, honestly, I feel like children going missing should be a fairly universal feeling of fear, you know, and like dread. Yeah, like I feel like that should be just a universal feeling that we all can get behind, whether you have kids or not, right? And so I think that they use that and they use it properly. It doesn't feel like they're trying to just cash in on it. Like it's told with care, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so we do all that. Then we start getting into the movie. And then from there, it feels like a good horror film.
Yeah.
Like it feels like, the way The Exorcist takes its setup and then moves it into the horror. That's what this movie does.
Yeah.
And all the characters are good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for us to finish this podcast. I probably won't do it tonight, but tomorrow, just start looking around and trying to find out what people are mad about. Because I truly do not understand where the hate's coming from. I don't get it. There are a couple of things, and we'll talk about it in spoilers. There are a couple of things that do feel like that maybe there's some deleted scenes that maybe fleshed out some stuff a little bit more, but not for the main characters, not for the main story is told. You know what I mean? There's some side stuff that I feel like I could have got a little bit more information on, but nothing that felt that I was missing. Yeah, nothing that I felt like I was confused about.
No.
It's more just it was said and not shown in a way.
Yeah.
But only very minor things though. If anybody knows me, one of my levels for movies is, did I cry? Whether it was happy tears or sad tears or terror tears, and this movie did move me to tears a couple of times. Now I wasn't fucking bawling my eyes out. This isn't Avatar 2, I don't even remember if I cried in Avatar 2.
I can't remember.
That spider, man. Spider, boy. Spider. He's just, it gets me every time. And, but no, it did push me to tears. And, I felt fear watching it a few times. But more than that, I felt just dread and, anger, and, sadness. It really explored all of that. And I think it did it well. And I don't know why people are upset. Maybe I may have missed something entirely. I'm willing to accept that maybe something was in it that I just did not pick up on. And oh crap, it turns out this movie is actually a really bad movie because it says this, this, and this, and this. And the message it's trying to push. I didn't pick up on any of that. So as of right now, I'm saying I don't understand. I do reserve the right that if it turns out this movie's
really,
let's just say it's horribly racist or something. Let's say it's something like that. Then obviously, yes, I'm going to fucking disown this movie, Yeah. And I'll say I used to like it, but it turns out it fucking is a piece of shit. So I don't like it anymore, I'm not going to pretend like I never liked it in the first place. Yeah. So all that being said, I definitely recommend, if you like these types of movies, if you like horror films, and if you're okay with especially the demonic side of stuff, I think you should check it out for sure. Now, if you don't like demonic stuff, you shouldn't watch it. No. If something like that's going to offend you, and that's fine. If it does, then yeah, don't check it out. If you like well told, almost like true crime stories, and horror doesn't faze you, but it's not really your main cup of tea, I would say give this one a shot, because I feel it does a good side of the dramatic that leads you into the horror. Yeah. So as long as you're not anti-horror, I think it's worth checking out. Yeah. But if you just are not down with horror at all, you just know you don't want that on you.
Yeah.
The only other thing I would say is, and this is, I'm going to keep this spoiler free, I didn't leave feeling like crap. Yeah. I'll just leave it at that, because I know that can be a fear with movies like this. I'm not saying everything's roses by any means, but I didn't walk out the theater feeling like I did when Negan took down. Can't even think of his name anymore. That guy, God damn it,
Rick.
No.
Daryl.
No, it was the guy. Oh my God, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. He does the voice of Invincible. I just cannot think of his name.
Oh.
I can't think of his name.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. That, that caused me to not watch the show anymore after that. Because I was it's dark, and this movie, I didn't feel like goes to that place. Yeah. I would say I felt more like I do when I watch Stranger Things. maybe less on the like awesome side, you know.
Yeah.
But like that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Maggie, where you at?
I agreed with everything you said. I have my own theory about why people don't. Some people are crapping on it, but I'll save it for spoilers. That's just my opinion. I never got to watch The Exorcist growing up. I was never really into the demonic stuff. Anytime.
Why not, Maggie?
Well, like the movies and stuff.
Satan's pretty cool.
And also, my parents didn't really watch horror movies a lot. Neither did my brothers. I mean, I think one of my brothers did, but I think he would rent the movie and just take it into his bedroom.
Those weren't horror movies.
No, anyways, like I can remember watching The Ring with a bunch of girls at my friend's house for a slumber party. And yes, the phone rang while we was watching it, and we all screamed. And
that's pretty great.
I always made fun of The Ring after that because I had really long hair. I'd pull it down from my face and it'd start crawling across the floor.
Oh, Lord.
But like growing up, I remember watching Scream 2 and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and it gave me nightmares.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I have never been too keen on them. I mean, I've been with some crappy people that have drugged me to some that were awful.
Yeah.
And I remember like in my early 20s, The Descent came out and I watched it and I was afraid of the dark.
I mean, I don't blame you.
It's God, I'll never watch it again. Anyways.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with being afraid of the dark. Maybe I'm like the only one.
Well,
but like the dark is not good. Like there's a reason our bodies react that way. Like it's ingrained in us from the time we were.
Well, also, I didn't like the girl popping up from a pool of blood.
Yeah.
No.
Like, there's some weirdos out there, you know?
Yeah.
You never know.
But here recently I've been blaming it all on him. That this is the reason why I like these movies now. Because the girl that cuts my hair, she said, I don't watch those. I can't believe you watch those.
Which
and I told her, I said, I used to be like that.
Yeah.
I said, Matt kind of broke me into it.
And like, to be fair, I only recommend like the ones that are good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't just watch shit. Like horror movies for the sake of being horror. You know, like we watch like Get Out.
Yeah.
You know, or I mean, this one is fucked up, but like Midsummer.
Yeah.
You know, like we watch stuff that has good character, you know, that has good story to it. That's not just scares for scares. Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched.
And I would also, I mean, just so everybody knows, I would also not force you to ever watch anything. If you don't want to watch it, we don't watch it.
I can't count on just one hand, or better yet, both hands, how many times I've been dragged or talked into renting a so-called horror movie that's been remade over and over and over again by different directors and stuff.
Yeah.
And I sit there and I'm like, I am scared in some ways, but this is horrible.
It just sucks. Yeah.
This is horrible. Like, why? Why would you? Wow.
Yeah. Did we really need a 10th Jason movie? But this one he's in space, and so it was really cool.
Now, I mean, Freddy versus Jason holds a special place in my heart because
it's fun.
It's fun. Also, I didn't know a whole lot about Freddy or Jason. I knew about Freddy more because my brother, he really liked Freddy growing up.
Yeah.
But he's like, we'll watch this and I'll get us some Subway sandwiches and and candy and we'll watch this. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm all for this.
Awesome.
But after watching the original Exorcist, I mean, it's always been burned in my brain that's like one of the most
scariest movies of all time.
No, of its time it was. Because now people are like, oh, that's not scary.
Oh, it's not scary. Oh, she spits green pea soup on. You know, it's like, God, fuck off. You don't even know. But
how it's always been burned into my brain, like the priest standing outside next to the lamppost. Because I know that's always been the poster.
Yeah, iconic. Yeah.
And how Reagan's head spins around. She pukes up puke and
just the standard.
Just the standard,
stuff.
and how people would praise it as one of the best movies.
Yeah.
And I just sit there. I'm like, why? Why is it? And now I understand why, because it's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
And going into this, after he told me about what happened on Rotten Tomatoes, I was like, oh God, no. No, and they brought her back. They brought her back for them to just ruin it.
Yeah, I was scared.
She's such a good actress. And Leslie Odom Jr., he's awesome.
He's awesome.
And no, it's good. It builds up the characters very well. It shows backstory to some of the characters too.
Oh yeah.
So I really enjoyed it.
I think the best thing I can say is that it doesn't feel like a cash grab. Like it doesn't feel like they're just trying to make money off of the name The Exorcist, which is what all the other sequels have done. You know.
God, it took forever for her to just pop up.
Yeah.
Chris, that's her character's name. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. No, I agree. I mean, you know, I think we've both said just how much we've really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
And again, just don't understand
why.
Yeah. Now you said you do have a theory, but you want to save it for spoilers. Well, would you, as far as recommendations go, would you recommend it to anybody, or is there special groups of people?
I think it's special groups of people, because I know people that don't like possession. That's a no go for them. They don't want to. And I respect that.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Growing up in the denomination we did, I totally get it. Yeah, it's nothing.
And this doesn't do anything. I mean, I feel like this doesn't do anything that would make it worth getting through that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes there are movies that like make you think it's going to be about something, and then it turns out it's not. And so, you know, if it was possession, but it wasn't actually possession, like, no, I mean, there's nothing in this is so good that you should, you know, cross the line that you've made for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I would say if you really enjoy, like, let's say, Conjuring in that vein, then yeah. And if you enjoyed the first Exorcist, I say give this a shot.
And just good drama.
I don't know if you watched any of the Exorcist sequels.
I watched the beginning.
The beginning.
Yeah, the one with
Skarsgård.
Yeah. I watched that one in theaters. It was, I mean, from what I remember, you know, 20 years ago, it was fun. Like, I mean, I was dumb, so like I thought everything was fun. Like the Amityville remake with Ryan Reynolds, like I thought that was good. But I mean, I'm sure it's not, you know. Yeah. But like at the time, I remembered it being fun. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of, you know. I've never watched the others, which we saw the commercial for the second Exorcist, and it looked terrible.
I thought you meant the Nicole Kidman.
Oh no, that movie!
I was like,
that's a crazy movie.
That movie's crazy.
That's crazy.
Man.
I like that movie. And then like the third one, you know, like we watched the trailers for the others after, like the other Exorcist films, after we watched the first one.
Why they made the third one?
I mean, like again, those were cash grabs.
I know.
Now the second one, I don't know. That movie looks fucking crazy.
Yeah, the music that they played, dude, is bananas.
Like, I'm pretty sure they did some acid and just went out into a desert and filmed it. Like, and then the next week they were filming, what's his name, Tommy? Like, it feels like similar people were just involved in
the rock musical, something like that.
Rock opera.
A rock opera. That's what it is. But yeah, that's where I look at it as. I wouldn't recommend this to just anyone. I think this is a specific group of people that can go out and watch it.
I would say if you were wanting to watch it and then saw the negative reviews and then decided not to watch it because of that, go watch it. Just go watch it. It's worth it.
Because Rotten Tomatoes, you know, here recently we found out they're paying people.
No, that's not.
PR people are paying people to review.
We don't have time to break that down right now. Because it's not just that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Rotten Tomatoes is not a great thing to base anything off of. You have to look at Rotten Tomatoes like as like a whole.
Yeah.
You know, so like if it's in the middle, then that means that like some people like it, some people hate it. If it's near the front, like near the top, some people, like most people really like it, and some people don't. And then if it's near the bottom, a lot of people don't like it, and some people do. So like that's the way you have to look. Like I don't go by like actual percentages and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if it's like a 50, then it's like, well, there's a 50-50 chance I'm going to like it. And if it's something that like I know people that like stuff that has similar taste to me and they like it, then okay, I can kind of base it off that.
Yeah.
And if it's like at 100, you know, then it's like, okay, more than likely I'm going to enjoy this because it's a fantastic film. And if it's at like a 0, more than likely I'm going to hate it because it's just not going to be good. So this being around a 30 means that, you know, the majority of the people don't like it.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at Rotten Tomatoes. I don't look at it like, you know, oh, well, this is a 29%, so that means it's better than the 28% one. You know, like I don't get into that. Because I mean, even like Man of Steel is at like a 67 or something. You know, and like Star Trek is at like a 92. And I love both of those movies, and I wouldn't say Star Trek is like that much better than Man of Steel. I would say it's better, but I wouldn't. Anyway, anything you want to say before we get into into spoilers?
I need to go get some water and fix something.
Okay. Do you want me to
You could go
start spoilers?
Yeah.
All right. Spoilers. I can't believe this is spoilers, everybody. We're in spoiler territory. Can't believe the Exorcist was dead the whole time. Damien, why you do this to me, Damien? Maggie's laughing in the background. Okay. Like, okay. As far as it being part of a trilogy, so if you've seen the movie, you know. Obviously, not everybody makes it out of the movie. I don't know why I'm being vague. We're in spoilers. I can just say it. Okay. One of the little girls doesn't make it. And that is, I don't want to say bold, but I mean, you know, once upon a time you wouldn't see something like that happen. You know, like kids don't do that. I could be wrong. I feel like it was left a little ambiguous. I mean, like they show like a body bag and stuff. So I mean, like I'm pretty sure like it's, I mean, obvious. But I feel like they do leave it a little bit of wiggle room in case they needed to double back on it or something. But as far as like the movie ending, I feel like the movie ends, you know, like, well, he's not on here anymore, but Leslie Odom Jr.'s daughter, like she makes it out. They show like how everybody's progressing after everything. And the only thing that kind of hints at a sequel is like what happens to the other little girl, like when she gets taken by whatever the demon is, right? Whether it's Zuzu's petals or whatever, you know, I don't know about that. So like, I feel like, yes, that one tiny, 30-second scene kind of sets up the idea of a possible sequel. But I mean, none of it feels like it's just driving being a sequel. Like Ahsoka ended way more open than this did. You know, to me, if we didn't get another Exorcist movie, the story ends. We're good, you know? And honestly, I could see the next one not having anybody in it from this. I mean, sure, I would love for Leslie Odom Jr.'s character to return, but I don't think he has to be. And like, jeez, you okay? Yeah. Okay, it's just very loud. It's okay. She's getting us. You're fine. You're fine. I didn't know what that was. So like, you know, I could see Chris and any of the other characters, you know, side characters. I could see them showing up. But again, this movie feels very definitive ending for this movie. And honestly, at the end with the other little girl, like, you know, getting taken by that demon or whatever, it reminded me a lot of Stranger Things. Whatever the last season was. Can't even think of that dude's name. Do you remember the dude's name in Stranger Things? The bad guy? I know he's number 1. Volchek, was that his name? No, like it kind of reminded me of that. You know, like it felt like a character more than like a demon. Even though like the demon has been a character and stuff in the past, but all that stuff.
God, it's gonna drive me insane. I gotta look it up.
Well, no. Why don't you? I'll look it up. Why don't you start telling us your spoilers? Because that's pretty much all I had to say.
Okay, let me take a drink of water real quick.
And
my allergies have been killing me.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of it. I thought I had it. I thought I had his name, but anyway.
It does start with a V.
Anyways.
So I have a theory why it might have apparently made people mad.
Vecna. Sorry. I figured you'd want me to just shout it out.
I knew it wasn't Vector because that's the bad guy played by Jason Segel in Despicable Me.
Wow.
And I was like, but it's something like that. Anyways, I think even though I'm trying to catch my breath too.
You're fine, Maggie.
Pregnancy.
Do what you gotta do, big dog. Everybody get ready. The Maggie dog's about to head out of the doghouse.
Stop. Anyways, I think for one, what's probably pissed off some of the, political side of things.
Okay, yeah.
And also you said that, well, apparently that is being...
There was a story. I just saw a headline. I didn't click on it because, again, I try and not read into stuff before we watch and talk about the movie. But there was a headline that said, no, The Exorcist Believer is not a pro-life movie.
Yes.
And, I don't even know. So, this is saying it's not that. So that means somebody was saying that it was that.
Yeah.
And I don't see how that's possible.
Anyways, but it apparently has rubbed those types of people wrong.
Which side? Are you talking about the pro-life or pro-choice?
Pro-life.
Okay, gotcha. It's rubbed them the wrong way.
Yes. And, the usual crap that trickles down from there.
Yeah.
I think, for one, I think all the different denominations that are shown up in the exorcism of those two girls.
Yeah.
So you got Catholic, you got probably, my guess is maybe Methodist Baptist.
Yeah.
We do have one dude that's speaking in tongues, so
yeah,
might be Pentecostal, might be apostolic,
might be weird,
might be the snake people.
Never mind. It's not worth going into.
And then there's another woman. I'm not exactly sure what you would call it, but she pretty much explains to Leslie Odom Jr.'s character that what she uses was passed down from African Americans that were enslaved.
Yeah.
And
there are some ties to Christianity in it.
Yes.
Which is, in the trailers, it made it seem like it was we need witchcraft, we need
it's voodoo.
Yeah, we need all these various religions, and it's not really what it is.
It put me in mind of what Wiccans are known for, they use things from the earth and stuff. But I know that's
also
not
tied back to Christianity.
Yeah, but I know that's not what this is.
Yeah,
but I will say she was probably the coolest.
I
was like, I will join your church up front. You get rid of them demons like that, I'm cool with it. Anyways,
yeah, she spits in the fire.
I just
holy hell.
And we also have the neighbor lady that works at the hospital, and it turns out she decided to have sex.
Yeah, because she was going to be
She's going to be a nun.
Yeah.
She had already she was about to take her vow.
Yeah.
And she broke it, so she couldn't go and become one. Well, she wound up pregnant. She decided not to keep the baby.
Yeah.
But she didn't exactly say for what reason, because you can't believe what.
Yeah, no, I mean it's implied that it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
They don't. I think they don't say it just because people don't talk about it.
And she decided not to keep it, and I think that one right there probably rubbed people the wrong way, that this was a woman of faith and she got pregnant and she decided to get rid of the baby.
Yeah.
Also, I like how, like, and Catholics are all like that, the church.
Yeah.
With Catholicism, if I'm saying it correctly, they're known for exorcisms. Like, they have that realm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like
so
when you think exorcism, you think Catholicism.
Yeah.
Like and I would say that's more just like media has perpetuated that, because Catholicism is like just the largest.
Yeah, one of the larger denominations of Christianity in the world. But she's reading from that Bible.
Yeah.
And then you got this Methodist Baptist pastor that is not really doing jack squat. He's reciting the Lord's Prayer. I'm sorry.
No, it's just
I am stating things like that are obvious. Like, it's forefront Catholicism, and then you have that pastor doing that, and then hey, yo, you got the neighbor dude, hand up, speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I grew up with that. I see you.
Yeah, right.
And then we have the other lady that I said I really liked. Like, she's using stuff from the earth and everything. She spits it to the fire. Smoke comes up and gets whatever gas escaped the girls. And
yeah.
And I just feel like this is just the way I look at it.
You're fun.
I think they just pretty much, every like, it's like, oh, if you're not part of like a certain group, they kind of got put to the back seat. Like, you can't really help in this this realm of things,
Yeah.
And that's why I think that it might have rubbed some people the wrong way.
Okay. I mean, I totally can see that argument, I guess. Argument's not really the right word here, but like, I can see what you're saying, for sure. I don't know if I would attribute the 28% on Rotten Tomatoes to that.
That's why I said it's a theory.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely could see people getting, pissed off about it. And I mean, I know before, back in our religious days, that, I probably would have been on the side of, this is, like
that's wrong.
Yeah,
because that's how we were brought up.
Exactly. So I mean, like, I could definitely see that. And I could also see how, the first Exorcist was very much like, the priests had like power and stuff, and like, they were able to take the demon out. I mean, granted, it went into Damien at the end of it, but
poor Damien.
But like, they had authority, and then in this, like, they don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no,
they lose. Like, and even everyone loses.
Even the scaredy cat priest that told the ex-nun, I guess you could call her that.
Yeah.
That she could do the exorcism, but then he decides, oh, hey, I'm getting in there.
Yeah.
After Leslie Odom Jr.'s like character's like, it's either you leave, or wait, no, he says the real fight's in there.
Yeah.
Because he's praying in his car.
Yeah.
Shows up, you're like, oh crap, it's gonna happen. He's gonna get him out, just like the first movie. Nope.
No. Totally not.
Totally not.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, it's the demon's choice to end it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because what the other dad does. But, so, like, I agree that...
started on him.
I agree that I could see from, like, if you're watching this as, like, a religious truth...
Yeah.
Then, I mean, obviously, what the fuck are you doing? Like... Kirk Cameron ain't in this, so get the hell out of here. Like, if you're looking for...
How does that make it religious truth?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're watching this because you are a religious person and you are trying to get a movie that is very factual when it comes to religion, like, this movie isn't made for that. This movie isn't trying to be Left Behind or God's Not Dead or any of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, this movie is The Exorcist. And now I would say that the Venn diagram of Christians that would watch this is probably very, very small. Okay? Like, I don't think, for the most part, I don't think that there's a lot of, like, very pro Christian people going to watch The Exorcist. I just don't think that that's the case. I could be wrong. I know that I grew up, in a Christian household, and I watched The Exorcist, obviously, but I was also a teenager, and like there's a little bit of that like rebellion stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't see any youth groups going to watch those. Okay, like maybe, and I want to know who they are, right?
Hey, let us know.
I could see people like picketing this movie more than I could see them going to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think this movie is trying to be one religion or the other.
No.
And I know that's not what you're saying. No. Whereas I feel like the first movie, I don't think it was really trying to be either. But I think it could confuse. I think people could be confused by thinking it's a Catholic film.
Yes.
Like that it's very like pro Catholicism or even anti-Catholicism, depending on the way you read it. But it stays true to that, right?
Yeah.
But that's just the character. They could be. It was also true to her being an actress.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they were just being true to what the characters, and this character just so happens to be a Catholic priest.
Yeah.
More than it's trying to like push Catholic values.
No.
Yeah. And so and I know that's not what you're saying. So I guess like for me, I think if I had to guess, and honestly I should probably just look it up. But if I had to guess, I would say most people are probably just saying, that it was an unnecessary cash grab, that it was, it didn't reach the highs of the original. It was trying to do what the original did and failed. And
didn't you say like whenever they first announced the trilogy a few years back that people are like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's always people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Any beloved franchise, there's always going to be the people that are like, oh.
Watch Blue Exorcist if you're just wanting to know. Hey, you know what? That right there would piss off quite a few Christians.
Wow,
quite a few. Sound off in chat if you.
I would say you're probably right though about a lot of reviewers that are going in with their own personal religious backgrounds. I would say that definitely does play a part for sure. Yeah, I just wonder, like, as a whole, like, what are people like tearing this movie down for?
What is the maybe one or two things that they're saying?
And honestly, I would say it's probably the same things that they say about any of the DC movies. It's unnecessary. We've seen this before. This doesn't do anything new. Like, they're just looking for reasons to tear it down.
Yeah.
And like, you can't tear all this shit apart and then be like, oh, but, Black Widow is a great movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Get the eyebrow from me on that one.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Brandon Heaton in chat says, I really loved the new Paw Patrol movie. It's cute. And they already greenlit a third Paw Patrol movie for 2026. I actually read 2025. I could be wrong. We talked Paw Patrol last week on the Hopefully Awesome Show. You can definitely check that out if you would like. We went and watched it. We took our 3-year-old to it, and it was fun.
It was cute.
Like, I didn't want to die watching it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of kids movies that are terrible, and this wasn't one of those.
We didn't feel like Bandit.
Chunky Chimp. But it all worked out.
Oh God, there's
Everything's
songs.
Fine. Living in the trees with friends of mine. All because you learn to be yourself. Be yourself. It's Bluey.
Yeah.
Like,
what does the Bandit say? He say?
Oh no, they're singing.
Oh no, yeah, they sing something like that.
Bingo. Get down. All right. Anything else you want to say before we jump out? All right, everybody. Spoilers are over.
For The Exorcist.
The spoilers are over. All right. Now it's time to add The Exorcist Believer and Ahsoka to our 2023 ranking so far. So, as a reminder, at number 7, we've got Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie. Number 6, A Haunting in Venice. Number 5, Love at First Sight. Number 4, The Creator. Number 3, No One Will Save You. Number 2, The Nun 2. And number 1, One Piece. Maggie, let's do The Exorcist since we are just spent an hour talking about it. Where are you feeling The Exorcist? Exorcist Believer, just to be clear. I know you know, but for the audience.
I would say underneath The Nun 2. I still feel like Nun 2 is like...
I'd go above The Nun 2, honestly. Like, I mean, there's honestly a part of me that would maybe put it above One Piece. Like, I just think it was really good, you know, and like, my gut reaction was to say above One Piece, but sitting here thinking about it, One Piece had more stuff. Obviously, I mean, it's a series, so it obviously had more time to be able to breathe and, do the characters and stuff. I feel like The Nun 2, as much as I enjoy The Nun 2, I feel like on its own, like because we watched The Nun and then The Nun 2, and they were like immediate sequels, and I feel like if you take just The Nun 2 on its own compared to just The Exorcist Believer on its own, I just think The Exorcist Believer is just a much stronger film, like just from start to finish, just the way it's made, the way it's crafted, the way they treat all the characters. Like The Nun 2 is great, but I feel like some of the stuff happens in it because some of the stuff has to happen in it. Whereas in The Exorcist Believer, I feel like everything makes sense. And I feel like there's a lot of layers to each character. I mean, even like Leslie Odom Jr.'s character, like he's not a perfect dad. No, you know what I mean? Not. But he's a person, you know? And like I feel like just his character alone is stronger than any character in The Nun 2. Yeah. So that's me, but I'm willing to hear your reasoning for you made
a good point, because if you went into it and didn't watch the first one of The Nun and you went and watched The Nun 2 and you're like, how does these people already know each other? You know? Yeah. So
or I just feel like they don't do enough in The Nun 2 to build the characters to care about them. Yeah. Like not necessarily like from like a plot standpoint, like I feel like you'd run into that with The Exorcist also. Yeah. But I just feel like they do a much more of reasoning for giving a crap. Yeah.
You know? I agree with you on that. So yes.
Okay. So your new number 2 for now, because The Fall of the House of Usher comes out next week. I have a feeling it's gonna be the new number 1.
Oh yeah, I need to read some. I need to find The Fall of the House of Usher, because I'm pretty certain it's kind of sort of like a short story.
Maggie, everyone that I'm reading, I mean, I'm not reading it, but all the headlines I'm seeing is that not only is The Fall of the House of Usher Flanagan's best of all the Flanagan, it's the best.
Better than Midnight Mass.
But it's also the best Netflix original, period.
Oh, crap.
That's what they're saying, which is I can't even fathom that, you know? Like, because I mean,
you got Stranger Things, you got
Mindhunter.
Like,
come on, you know? So anyway, I'm trying not to go in like with huge expectations, but if it does hit that, I mean, yeah, it will be better than One Piece, because that's another Netflix original.
Well, sort of.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. All right. Now Ahsoka. Where do you want to put Ahsoka? Which if you want to know our immediate thoughts for Ahsoka, we actually gave a kind of a post-show review on our live reaction last Tuesday. So you can, I've got the timestamps in that episode. So if you want to click on it, you can just click to the timestamp for post-show, and that's where we give all of our thoughts about Ahsoka. Basically, we really enjoyed it, but it kind of left it a little too open-ended for us. It just would have been nice to not necessarily finalize some stuff, but just give us something. Closure. It feels like it just kind of stops.
Some closure.
Or a bigger cliffhanger. You know, it feels like it doesn't do either. It just kind of stops. And like, that's it.
Yeah. I'll just throw this out here for Ahsoka. How about
below Paw Patrol?
God, no.
I'm joking.
Blasphemy. I'd say below. I'm stuck. It's either the new number 4 or 5. I'm not sure.
So you're saying below the Nun 2 and above No One Will Save You, or below No One Will Save You and above the Creator?
Yeah. I'm kind of stuck because I did enjoy No One Will Save You.
Yeah.
But this is also a show.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy it. I loved all the girl power in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think, personally, I mean, you know how I feel. Like, I enjoyed No One Will Save You. I didn't necessarily enjoy, like, the third act of it. But, like, I didn't hate it, but
no.
I feel like even though Ahsoka's final, like, 2 minutes just kind of stops, I don't think the show did anything wrong. You know, I would have preferred either a more definitive or a more questioning ending as opposed to just what we got.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like, I'm just gonna say one thing, and I think you may even put it higher after I say this one thing. Anakin.
Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like, I mean, that episode, what, 4 or 5? 4?
I think it's 4.
Like, I mean, that alone, I feel like puts it.
Also, it's
maybe
a good
even
callback to Rebels, that one episode.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could see it being. I mean, I could see it fit in a lot of areas. Okay, I could see it number 1. I could see it number 2. I could see it number 3 and number 4 and number 5. Like, I could see it anywhere.
For me, I wouldn't put it at number 1 because One Piece, I feel like, hey, even if we don't get another
a complete journey,
yeah, we don't get this other season. Hey,
I feel like Ahsoka's hype level was higher than anything on this list, but I feel like not that it sunk too low, but that its normal was lower than like One Piece's normal. I just feel like overall One Piece was higher.
Mid.
It wasn't mid. God damn it, Maggie.
Anyways,
I could see it.
How about number 3?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say let's do it below Exorcist Believer.
Sorry, everybody.
So now your new number 3, Ahsoka. For now. All right, everybody. That brings our new ranking. Number 1, One Piece. Number 2, The Exorcist Believer. Number 3, Ahsoka. Number 4, The Nun 2. Number 5, No One Will Save You. Number 6, The Creator. Number 7, Love at First Sight. Number 8, A Haunting in Venice. At number 9, Paw Patrol 2. Poor Love at First Sight. It's going to be one of those that just keeps getting bumped further and further down. Yeah. You know, like, I forget what it was.
So good.
I forget what it was in summer.
Succession.
Yeah, that just kept getting...
Succession just kept on getting bumped out. We're like, why are we doing this to Succession?
It was just in the wrong spot from the get-go, you know?
Well, we watched it very early on in the summer, too.
Yeah.
Like, once we got rolling with it, we kept on going with it.
Yeah.
So...
But that is going to wrap it up for us, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us this week. This has been the Hopefully Awesome Show, our weekly podcast where Maggie and I recap all the nerdy news from the previous week and usually have a review. Speaking of reviews, next Monday we'll be back with hopefully a review of Fall of the House of Usher. The only thing that will keep us from that is if we just don't finish the show.
Yeah.
And I don't see that happening, but just in case.
We stayed up till like 3 a.m. watching Midnight Mass.
And then, fingers crossed, we will probably be also talking about Totally Killer.
Which is on Amazon right now.
Amazon Prime, yep. Remember, if you'd like to support the channel, you can help us out like these fine folks did over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Or you can join us right here on youtube.com/hopefullyawesome. Become a member of our YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it. But if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's totally fine. Feel free to hit that like, subscribe, share, all that fucking shit. You know what I'm talking about. We'll be back again tomorrow night with Going Back to Smallville. Season 4 still underway. We got Crip Tuck coming your way tomorrow. Wednesday, we got Super 9's Playback back at it again.
Yeah.
We got some Halloween VHS
Halloween
tapes.
edition.
So definitely come hang out. And of course, Thursday, right here at 9/6 Pacific, we got Loki Season 2, Episode 2.
I love how you think 9.
Well, I was going to say 9/6, and I was like, I need to give more context to that because that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we'll be back Thursday with Loki watch along, watch party. Come hang out with us. But that's going to wrap it up for us, everyone. Thanks for watching, and as always,
Have a hopefully awesome day.
bye.